Welcome back to FOMO No More with me, Joy Abdullah. We are talking how to adapt, improvise, and implement. And we are on day 5. Happy Friday. We are wrapping up implementation. Oh, not. I'm so sorry. We're not wrapping up. We're going into implementation. My apologies for that. Slip of the tongue. It's live, so do excuse me. We've covered how to be adaptive and how to improvise. I hope those tips have been helpful to you so far and you're using them already. As we close out this week, I'm going to cover tips under implementation. That's where the rubber hits the road, so to speak, literally, getting into action. And on Sunday, I'll do the summarization of the whole week. So let's rock this on for today. The 2 tips of implementation. Tip number 1, can you use cause marketing to take your business and take your brand forward? Before we go into it, how to do it, let's spend a minute on understanding what is cause marketing. I'll explain cause marketing from a business perspective where a brand can use it, and then I'll come back to explain how you individually can also use cause marketing for your personal brand. So let's start with the work brand, the corporate brand, the employer brand, a commercial brand that's going out to your customers. Cause marketing is one of the most beautiful elements / techniques that a brand can use to engage its customers, engage its entire community. Literally, as the 2 words, cause marketing, it means find a cause or create a cause that gives your business, your brand, an excuse of giving, literally giving. So it's not just during the festive period. It's not during the ones that we know like Mother's Day and Father's Day and Teacher's Day, but it's a cause that's of high interest to your community. Now, in doing cause marketing, there is a caveat. The caveat is you've got to have some very specific insights about your brand's community. And I want to take a minute here to explain what I mean by your brand's community. You see, a brand, it interacts with the people behind the brand who are delivering it and the people who are buying and using it. Together, the employees and the customers form the community that this brand is working and interacting with. So what's important here is to take the various generations using the brand at work as your customers to actually get the data to find out 2 key things. 1, what are the hopes and aspirations of this community? And 2, what really is of interest socially, as a society, as a community member to them. These 2 data points, these 2 insights are really critical in order to find out and create a cause if you need. Let me give you an example. So Nike, as we all know, is into athletics wear, and Nike is famous for its running shoes. They have an entire community built around running and all sorts of running, and it's taken them years to do so. Exactly in the same way, if you find out what are the hopes and aspirations and what is the key interest from a community perspective within your employees and your customers, you're able to then create a cause that you invest in. And when I say invest, I do not mean investment from a financial perspective, but I mean investment from a giving perspective. You invest in providing solutions, providing value, emotional value, social value, financial value through the brand into that cause to that community. So pick anything. Once you know your insights, find out what is of interest and what are the hopes and aspirations, build a cause, and then communicate that digitally to your community, talking about the benefit that the community receives because the brand supports that cause. You don't talk about your product, you don't talk about your price, you don't talk about what the brand itself delivers, but you talk about the benefit the cause is delivering. What this does is it creates a massive emotional connections and resonancy to bring the community closer to the brand. The more closer you forge that engagement, the better it is towards your future sales prospects, because a lot of customers and people in the community will de facto invest or buy into the brand because that's their way of giving back to the community by supporting that cause. So when you're going into the implementation stage in today's scenario, evaluate, is there a cause that your brand can take up and push forward? Caveat number two, this is not something that is cooked up in one day. It would take a week to create a good, strong, solid cause marketing framework. Number two, you've got to have those two data points. They're not intuition, they are not gut feels, they are not what somebody said. They are actually statistically validated data, and this data is available. It's available to be bought, or it can be found out. It can be put out as a Google poll and obtained through your community. But get those two data points and then identify with your team what's the cause, can you support it, and look at it beyond just one or two off campaigns. Look at it at least supporting on an annualized basis. So that's tip number one from the implementation quadrant. We are moving into tip number two to create traction on the action that you're putting out into the market, which is through your employees. And this one goes straight to the heart. Create family moments for employees. In today's scenario, the stay-at-home period has allowed all of us, business owners, senior professionals, corporate executives, wherever we are working, if we're in a salaried job, we are earning through a business, whichever way it is, basically stay-at-home has forcefully increased internal bonding to take place. So what can you do? You can take this brilliant moment in time and actually create team calls once or twice a week to discuss with your team, how can this be retained when we come out of this scenario? Please understand, for 2 to 3 months, we have all been with our families and we have been working from home, and our behavior patterns have changed. But we found moments of beauty, of joy, of enjoyment, being with our family, taking care of household as well as taking care of our work. Our work-life balance has actually changed drastically. Invest in this family moment for your employees as business owners, senior team leaders, management heads, to say, to communicate, you care. The company cares. The brand is actually interested in retaining that family moment. And I can assure you, you're going to find a plethora of idea, a huge amount of passion and willingness to put in behind the brand into the business to take it out to the market. Because this is the company, the business saying, I care that you've had time with your family. And now I'm coming back to ask you, how is it that we can retain? Historically, we would have a family day once a year. But let's be very honest here. We have a family day once in 365. We come out of the rah-rah and the outstation family day, and in about 24 hours, the euphoria disappears. But here, you can retain this. You can figure out ways where you retain this moment. Probably, you allow a flexibility of work from home for 2 days, or you allow certain times of the month where people work from home and they work from office, depending on what suits your particular business and your business style. Give credibility, communicate that the family moments that the employees have had are really important. And I'm sure you, as a business owner working from home, you've enjoyed, in a way, you've had stresses, I'm there, but you've enjoyed the moment with your family. Latch on to those moments and see how can that be recreated or retained on a weekly basis at the very minimum. Why do I give this recommendation? Is because when you have a healthy home life, it transfers onto a healthy work life. So you get higher productivity from your team, from your employees, from your colleagues, and that helps a lot. You have positive thinking, you have growth mindset, you're looking forward and being proactive, not reactive. So that's the second tip for today under implementation, where look at how the family moments that has occurred over this period that we've had the stay at home, How can we use those to our advantage from an organizational perspective and take it into, into your process, internal organizational process, into your teams, and bring it out into work, taking it into the market. Let me take this now away from the business quadrant side into the individual. Whether we like it or not, we've got to realize that we have actually enjoyed not commuting. We have actually enjoyed saving that time and being with our family. We have actually enjoyed our children disturbing our work. We have enjoyed the fact that the family by itself in our own homes, we've had some brilliant times. Think of your Friday night dinners, think of your Saturday games, think of your online schooling. Those are moments emotionally etched into our entire family, our children, our spouses, our partners together. It's memories that are immensely valuable. Take strength from those memories individually in order to recreate those periodically. The period depends on you. Some might want to do it once a month, some might want to do it, twice a week. It's up to you. But what those moments do when you recreate, A, is bonding. And what bonding does is that it creates a beautifully healthy environment that really creates self regeneration. You feel positive. You feel good. When you feel positive, you feel good. You're healthy emotionally and physically. And when you're healthy emotionally and physically, you take that self, that healthy self, into work, and your productivity levels just soar. They just go out. You're ideating, you're energetic to implement, you are delivering value to your team, you're delivering value to your organization, most importantly, you're delivering value to your community, and you are being you as an individual that you're meant to be. That's the brilliance of this particular point of the family moments and the strength of this family moments in recreating it. And the business environment, your office environment, culture, if I may use the jargon, actually changes. It changes for being one, which means, what you are, how you are with at home is how you are at work. A lot of false masks, if I may say, disappear. People evaluate people without judgment and bias. I know what I'm saying might look a little alien and might be a little hard, but trust me, if you recreate those moments that we've had over this few past weeks, those will provide so much of emotional strength that the productivity and the growth ideation just goes through the roof. These are the two tips I'm going to leave you with today under the implementation quadrant. Cause marketing, evaluate, find out the hopes and aspirations and the interest of your community, and build a cause for your business brand around it. Look at it from a personal point of view. How can you find something to latch on that is of high interest to you and acts as a volunteering or as a service to your network, your personal network, friends, families, business associates, and everybody. And it comes from the mindset of serving to give value. That means you want to benefit the other person, the recipient. The second point is looking at the family moments that we've had throughout all these weeks. How can we take that as the strength and recreate it going forward so that it gives us emotional and physical well-being, which we carry into work? Have a wonderful Friday and a great evening out. Enjoy these two tips. I'll be back tomorrow on Saturday to wrap up implementation and take it off finally with a summary on Sunday. Enjoy your Friday evening.